Welcome back to End All That Jazz with Dana. Happy New Year. I am here with Qwaci, and she is a broadcast journalist, fashion stylist extraordinaire. It's so funny because we went to the same high school, Uniondale High School, but we've never met till now.
Yeah.
Kind of met her on Instagram and through email. You strong, Union De Niro, as she would like to say.
That's my thing. My thing is Union De Niro.
Okay, so what is your job title?
Right now, it's social media manager. It's a lot. It's a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's social media manager. It's fashion stylist, and I also want to do like just image consultant. Like, so styling is different a little bit than image consultant. So image consultant would be more like a brand itself and like building a brand. So I want to get more into that too. So
how did you get into doing social media? And
so when I was younger, I was trying to figure out like what I want to do with my life. My dad always instilled in me to not work for anybody else because he doesn't work for anybody.
Okay.
So he kind of instilled that into me, but they also like tried to do like have a secure job, like do business,
gotta have that
or
safety net.
my mom wanted me to do like nursing, but I don't want to do something that I have no interest in for the rest of my life.
Yes.
Like I didn't want to do that. So I'm like, what do I like to do? So when I was younger, you know how like when the teacher is like trying to get somebody to read?
Yes.
I'd be that person. Like I volunteer. Like I'm the volunteer. So the teacher one of my teachers, she used to like designate like a time for me to like pretend to have like a little news show in class. So I was like, okay, I like to read, and I would be able to get my makeup done every day if I'm a news anchor. So I was like, I want to be a news anchor. And then I like to write as well, so it kind of like worked. But then I'm like, do I want to write? Because like when I write, it's just kind of like a free writing. So I'm like, do I want to write for a job? So I'm like, do I want to do with deadlines? So then I kind of like figured out like, all right, so when I went to college, I still did media and communications as my major. And then I took a radio class and I really liked it. So then I went from the radio class to being the news director at the radio station. So then I was in charge of people.
Oh, wow.
And then I'm like, I could do this. I like being in charge. So then I went from being in charge and having interns and like running a news show and writing for the news show to then applying for an internship. A lot of people ask me like, well, how do you get your internship? Because everybody thinks
it's true.
Yeah, but everybody thinks it's, oh, you had a connection or you had like somebody inside. And I'm like, no, I applied. So I applied. My friend Daryl, I think you know
Yes,
him too,
I know
right?
Daryl.
Yeah, so he had interned for Sway, and he was telling me like it was so much fun and like I should do it.
Yeah.
So then I applied to another radio station. I got both of them, and then I had to kind of choose. And I'm like, okay, which one is going to benefit me more? Like, what am I going to learn from more? So then I choose to do Sirius XM, and then I interned with Sway in the morning. Yeah. And then from there, I got a fashion segment. So I had Style Crazy with Qwaci. That's where that originated. And then I went to, when I was finished with that, I worked on another show. And then that was for a year. And then now I do social media managing for Heather B. And it's about to be a year. Oh, yeah, it's been a year, actually, in January. So, so that's how I got started. And then now when I started with her, she was like, you're here for yourself. Like, when she said that to me in January of last year, she was like, you're here to help me, but you're also here for yourself. So use this opportunity to do something for yourself. So I was like, okay. And then one of my other mentors, he was like, create your own platform. Like, he was like, back in the day when he started, and this is just regular conversation. Like, they don't even know that
so
they're
just
saying
gems on you,
all the time. Like, they never, I think they don't do it consciously. Like, they do it just regular conversation.
Because you're young and you're coming up.
Yeah, and they just, like, it would just be like, he was like, back in the days when he started radio, it was you had to wait to be put onto something. And he was like, now, like, you have the opportunity to create your own platform. So you don't have to wait for anybody. Like, you could do a podcast, you could do YouTube, you could do so much. So
you're utilizing all of your social media access.
Exactly.
Instagram, YouTube.
Exactly. So when you do that, then the jobs will come to you instead of you looking for the jobs. And then it just went back to what my dad said, like, do something so that jobs will come to you. So then that's kind of how that started.
So when it comes to being in journalism, would you say that that's the advice you would give to someone else about
Yeah,
just
for sure. Utilize everything that you have. Like, utilize all the talents that you have, because if you see people responding well to something, then go with that. Whatever people come to you for, like, people come to me, like, before I even started YouTube, people would come to me and ask me, like, oh, what should I wear with this? Or, you know, so it's like, all right, well, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can make a career out of this. And if it's something that you love to do, like, just think about what you love to do, and then think about how you could turn that into a career, kind of. Like, that would be my advice. Like, because you don't want to have a job that you hate for the rest of your life. Like, that is so, I've had jobs that I hated, and it was the worst. Like, it was the worst experience ever, because it trickles down into everything else into your life. Like, you just get so miserable.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Your skin starts getting dry. Like, everything. Like, your hair starts falling out. It's like, it's a lot. So it's like, I really believe in doing something that you love, even though it could be hard at first, because it will be hard. Yeah. It's like, just keep doing it.
So is this the year of the entrepreneur?
It is. It is, for me especially, because I think 2018?
Yeah.
2017, 2016 was finding out what I like to do. 2017 was, all right, so how do I do this to make it, like, what do I need to do, you know, like, and then 2018 is going to be like, all right, so let me put everything into play, like, it's action time, like, basically. So, and I think it works as well, because there's just so many outlets for people to use. Like, social media is big.
It's huge.
Like,
there's really no excuse not to launch your own business or anything like
exactly,
that.
and websites and all of that. So you have to. Like, there's no excuse to not do something and to be stuck in a job you hate. Yeah. Honestly.
So I saw that you had the opportunity to for career day at a charter school. You got to talk to some kids. What was that experience like?
It was cool. It was interesting, because usually you like, when I was in school, like, the jobs that were told to us, like, the teachers were telling us, like, you know, be a teacher, be a nurse, a doctor, or a lawyer. Like, it wasn't these creative jobs. And a lot of the people that they had at the school career day were, like, dancers and, like, all these creative things. And it was like, I love this. Like, there's so many, like, they still had, like, the firefighters and all of that, like, the traditional jobs. But they still exposed the kids
arts,
to
creative stuff.
Yes. And a lot of the kids, like, I was like, oh, what do you want to be? And they were like, I want to be a dancer. I want to be an artist. I want to be a painter. And they had their sketches. And it was so cool, because they had resumes. And these are kids that were, like, under 10 years old.
Wow.
And they had their resume. Right. And it was so
probably
cute. And they were trying to, like, convince you why they should hire you. And I'm like, really? Like, it was so cute, though. And it was like, they were preparing them, like, you know, and they were like, some of them was like, I want to have 3 jobs. And I'm like, well, why don't you have one job that you like? You know? Because I think we all get so accustomed to, well, I have to have, like,
well, when you see your parents, you know,
exactly
hustling like they are.
And I'm like, well, how about you just have, instead of trying to have 3 jobs where you're struggling to make
one thing
do one thing that makes all the money. And it was so cool, because it was just so, like, creative and so different, because they had hairdressers, they had designers, they had shoemakers, like, everything. And it was so cool. And I was like, oh, I'm just so excited to be here.
So were they asking you for advice?
They were like, well, they were a little bit younger, so it wasn't, like, that serious advice. They were really, like, more, because I had a slideshow of all the celebrities that I met, a couple of them. And they were, like, so excited, like, oh my God, you met this person? And the one person they were, like, so excited, was like, oh my God, you met Cardi B? And I was like, one of them, he was so stressed. Like, I showed them the picture, and he walked around like, she met Cardi B. And I'm like, really?
No. Wow.
Out of
no,
all
that's major.
People,
she got the kids
I know,
now.
but it's like, it was so crazy, like, to be, like, under 10 years old, and that's who they're, like, super excited. Like,
you were probably thinking, like, well, they'll be, you know, crazy over, like, Beyonce.
Yeah, and I was like, they were, like, he almost fell out. Like, he was so excited. And they were really excited about that. And then they were like, well, what do you do? And I was like, yeah, you know, I do this. I dress people up. And they were like, oh. One of them was, I was like, what do you want to be? And she was like, well, I want to do what you do. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. So it was fun.
So who's your fashion style, like, icon? Who influences you? Who influences your style, if anyone?
There's a couple people. I would say, and I don't want to seem cliche, but I'll say why, and it will make sense. But I like Rihanna because she doesn't stick to one style. Like, I feel like she does whatever. Like, she'll do like a long gown and still be sexy. Or she'll just do like baggy pants and still be sexy. Like, it's like whatever she feels like doing. And again, because I feel like your style is really like your attitude. And you could just put on anything and feel like you the shit. And that's it.
It's true.
And that's the key. Like, you have to feel confident in the clothes that you wear, because two people could have on the same thing, but it won't look the same. And you'll be like, well, why doesn't it look the same? It'll be because, like, maybe I rolled the sleeves up, or maybe I put the jacket off a little bit off my shoulders. It'll be those little things, and it's like, that's what makes style, like,
I was reading
so
something
important.
Ty Hunter said, Beyonce's
Stylist. Still kind of
stylist. And he was saying that when someone asked him, you know, what makes Beyonce's style different, or what makes it pop more than others, and he said it was because of her confidence. It's like, wow.
And that's really it, because sometimes, honestly, like, I don't really like I'm always late. So sometimes I'll have to just throw on something like last minute, and like it's not like my favorite outfit, or sometimes I don't even like it. But I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna pretend that I like it, and if I pretend, like, if I look like I like it, you're gonna like it too. Because it really is like the confidence level makes it. Because it's like, I don't know. It's like, well, I don't really like that. Like, if you see somebody else, like, you'll be like, well, I wouldn't wear that, but I like the way she wore it.
But that's the way Rihanna's style is.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
there's a lot of things that she wears that I could see someone else wearing, and I'm just like, okay, but she pulled it off.
That's exactly it. It's like, and then I feel like you got to know yourself too, because I can't wear everything that everybody else wears, because I know what works for me, and you have to know what works for you
your body
too.
type, your height, all of that.
Your swag, like who
True.
you are as a person.
True.
So you have to be kind of like conscious of like, well, I can't wear everything that she wears, kind of thing. So, but I think Rihanna and I think her, and I also like Tiana Taylor.
Yeah, she's dope.
Like, I can't wear, again, it goes back to like, I can't wear like I can't pull off like all of the stuff that she pulls off, but I just like her style. Like, it's like just swaggy.
It's like tomboy
chic. I love
she
that.
She could do both.
So I think those are my two for right now that I could think of. Yeah.
What are 5 pieces in your closet that you just can't live without?
It's funny, my white button-up. I have this one white button-up.
Yeah.
And it's not like, you know, like a work white button-up. It's like a little bit longer. And I've made a lot of use out of that white button-up.
Really?
Yeah, I've worn it under things. I've worn it as itself. I've worn it kind of like more dressy or just more chill with jeans. So my white button-up, I can't live without it.
Is it like an oversized?
Yeah.
Okay,
So it's
I
like I
those.
could tuck it in.
I'm actually looking for one.
Yeah, like I could put a belt around it. I could wear it with jeans. I could wear it with slacks. Like, I could wear it with leggings. Like, I've
so
done.
That's definitely like a staple
That's
piece.
definitely a white button-up, like an oversized white button-up. These jeans, I cannot live without them because every time I'm late, I just throw them on and they work. What else? My Chucks. I can't live without my Chucks.
I can't live without my Chucks.
I can't.
Those are my fave.
Yeah, my white Chucks. I don't really wear sneakers. Like, I've seen a pair of sneakers that I'm like, all right, maybe I could like wear those. But I've never been into like Jordans and stuff like that.
Neither have I.
Yeah. So my
have,
Chucks.
like, one pair.
My Chucks are like my sneakers. So if I'm not in like heels or like maybe like boots, then it's like my Chucks. Like,
you know
all
what's
the
crazy?
time.
I feel like our high school was so. You weren't wearing Jordans.
Yeah, it was like that.
Issue.
But I was always wearing Chucks.
I was wearing Chucks. I had black nail polish. I was
I couldn't.
Or something else.
So that's 3. What will be 4? I think in the winter time, like my pea coat. I can't live without my pea coat because.
What color?
I would say like that brownish kind of thing.
beigey,
Like you just look like you do something with your life. Like you look like somebody when you walk in the crowd.
You could wear a hoodie with it. You could have a turtleneck. You could scarf.
Yo, if you have a good pea coat, it doesn't matter what you're wearing under.
It
like you
looks
automatically look. It's a look like automatically.
It's funny because I just took a picture in my pea coat. I had on just like actually one of Spike Lee's the shirts that he makes. I had one under like a black. It was black, red, and green, and then I had on some like gray sweats and some Adidas sneakers, and I was like, this
Looks
might
good.
be a look.
Right.
I had some dark lip. I was like, okay,
That's really it. Like I'm telling you, because I remember when All Star Weekend was in New York that year, like it was like 2015, I think it was. I had went to the city. I was in the city already, and it was cold, and I had on a bubble jacket. And it was like, I'm invisible. Yeah. Like, because I think it was Men's Fashion Week as well. Okay. And it was like, everybody was out, everybody was flying. And I'm just in a bubble jacket. And I was like, I'm never wearing this jacket to the city ever again. I don't care if I'm cold. And I've lived by that.
That's something my mom doesn't get. And she's just like, you're going to get sick.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I have to look how I want to look.
Like, I don't care. That's why I'm sick right now.
Me too. I'll wear my jeans. Like I have like an oversized jean jacket, and I'll like layer under it. But I can't. I'm not gonna walk around with my big North Face. Like
like what? That's really like you really trying to be warm.
No,
like,
it's
it
true.
has to be
it's
really
like you
cold.
look warm, but you don't look good.
I don't care if I'm warm. And the 5th thing, I would say my red lipstick. Now because I don't really like. It's like if I'm not in lip gloss, I'm either in purple or red. But red always goes. Like red always adds like anything. That extra pop. So my red lipstick would be number 5. That's my staple.
Okay.
That I have to have.
What would you say that another girl should have in her closet that she needs? Like,
a pair of black pumps and a pair of black shoes, heels, and a pair of nude heels. Okay. Because then, like, it doesn't matter. Like, if you're going somewhere and you're just chilling, like, let's say you have on jeans, but you want to be not chilling, but chilling.
Dress it up a little bit. Yeah.
Then you could just throw on, like, the heels. But you have to have, like, a little bit of diversity in there. So that's where the nude comes in. So it's, like, either nude or black. And I think that, like, works. Yeah. Because, like, when I'm going out, I'm like, I don't have nude pumps. This is why I'm thinking, like, I need it.
I have a pair, but I think I can get some better ones. Those are like church pumps.
I have, like, the nude strappy heels. So, like, but then it's, like, in the wintertime, like, what are you going to wear?
Like, those strappies?
Can't go. Yeah. But I think, like, just have, like, statement pieces as well. Just because a lot of people buy stuff, and it's just, like, that one use. Like, you can't really do too much with it. So, like, have things that you don't have to keep buying stuff over and over again. You could like remix it. Like that's what I do all the time. Like sometimes people are like, well, I can't wear this again because I already took a picture in it.
But you know something?
I'm like, what?
I've read and I've heard like that's the key to having style. When you don't, I have to go out and buy this and buy this and buy that. That's not really what it's about. It's having your own personal style
that you could just like remix things and like my white shirt, like you can't even tell that it's the same white shirt.
I probably have 4 pair of jeans that are like my absolute favorite that I probably only wear, or like 4 pairs of shoes, or like I just recycle or whatever.
I wear the same shoes. Like there's this one pair of strappy shoes that I'm like, I should stop wearing this because
Why?
I did my on Instagram, like I did like a year in review at the end of the year. And I kept seeing the same shoes, and I'm like, people probably think like this is my only shoe, but it's like it goes with everything, like. And I'm
telling you, they don't even notice.
No, people probably notice. Like these pair of shoes, like I wear them all the time. Like my friend, he has a party at the end of the year for his birthday every year. And I wore them this year. Yeah. And then I looked on our pictures from like 2 years ago, and I'm like, wait, I wore the same shoes to the same party 2 years ago. So it's like, but just having things like that where it's like
sometimes
you can have them
find the perfect shoe again.
Exactly. That's exactly it. But it's just, have things that you can wear over and over and over again. So definitely keep that in mind.
Okay. What are 5 words to describe your personal style.
It's simple. It's comfortable, because that's like my number one thing. It's versatile, because I like to try different things. Like, I know what's like what works, but I also like to take what works and like try to build on that sometimes. I guess I could say creative, but that might go into versatile, but we're just gonna say creative.
Okay.
And fun. I like to, have fun with it. So I think that'll be it.
Okay. Beauty essentials that you have in your purse right now.
I have about 5 different lip glosses. I don't know why. I have a pink, I have a light pink, a nude.
Depending on the mood,
yeah,
where you're going.
Exactly. Okay. And then, like, if I want to change, because sometimes I'll do, like, I have my red lipstick, but sometimes I'll, like, want to change my lipstick. So I'm like, all right, let me just bring another one in case.
Honestly, that's what my purse looks like.
Yeah. I have 2 perfumes. I have lotion.
So pretty much you have your bathroom.
Yeah.
In your bag.
Like, I might even have my flat iron in there. Like,
oh my God.
I think I have my beauty blender and my highlighter.
Okay.
I always have my highlight in my beauty blender, because I feel like if you go out in the day and it's a long day and then you have to go out at night, like sometimes it'll be like, oh, just come right here with me. And it's like, all right, well, I have my lip gloss, I have my highlight, and I have my beauty blender. So now I'm about to just, pat all over and then put some highlight on, put some lip gloss, and I look like a new face.
Yeah.
Like, so that's what I have in my bag right now. Like,
okay.
Yeah, lotion. Yeah, that's what I have.
What would you say? How does your job affect your personal life, if it does?
I would say it makes it better.
Yeah.
I get a lot of opportunities to go places or to meet people that are fun and that could give like advice. So it's like it's helped my personal life in the sense that it just makes, like, I'll see everybody around me is like doing something, and like even though they have like one job, they have 2 jobs. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's like it pushes me to do more, and like, because you don't want to be the whack person.
No.
And, so you try to do, it pushes you to do as much as they're doing.
I've noticed that about my latest friendships. That's what I've been trying. Like, I want to be friends with people who I want to aspire to be.
Yeah. I tell people that all the time. Like, it's really, as far as friends, like, it's important to have friends around you who are doing things, especially in this business, because you'll get discouraged. Like, it's not all like, oh, well, everything's just happening at once.
So when you get in one of those moods, what do you do to kind of like?
Well, for me, I write. So if I get like in like a super like down mood, like I'll try to like write and just come out of it.
Okay.
But I do take some time to be in it.
Yeah.
I'll admit, like I do.
It's human. It's
yeah,
human
like
emotion.
I do take some time to like be like down. But then it's like, you gotta pick yourself back up. And like I remember I was like sad. Like just sad. And I had went to the radio station, and one of the guests had came in, and like he was just talking, and it just goes back to like putting yourself in the space of things that you like to do. Because he was just talking, and he was saying like mad inspiring shit, and it was just like, but you don't even know that you're saying it. Like you don't even know like you're really just talking to me.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's like just like get up. Like don't wallow in like the depression or like the sadness, or like if there's like a dark cloud over you for a little bit, like don't like stay in it. Like make the effort to just get up and go. And like that's worked, because like you put yourself in spaces that it'll inspire you to like, all right, let me get back on track. Yeah. And then having friends again that they're doing things. Yeah, all my friends are entrepreneurs. So they have regular jobs. And that's the thing, too. A lot of people don't realize that. Entrepreneurs have regular jobs.
They have that home base. It's like, all right,
because you need the money to fund
it.
this. So all my friends have regular jobs, but they do have side hustles or like, their businesses. One of my friends, she started a money lending company. My other friend, she started a lash and like beauty company. My other friend, she wants to be a chef, so she started a chef situation.
That's another thing I saw about you.
Yeah, I like to cook too.
Are you gonna start that?
No.
Why not?
No.
Your food always looks good.
It looks good, but it's just like I cook because I'm bored or because like I'm like that creative person that needs something to do
something else.
And I go out to eat a lot, so like I'll come home, like I'll taste something and then I'll come home and try to make it. But it's like it's not like the career path for me. Maybe I'll do like restaurant reviews. Like I could do that. But cooking, no. But all my friends do things, so it's like you don't want to be the whack friend.
Yeah, you gotta have some things going.
Yeah, and then it's like everybody's relatable because everybody has that downtime. You know what I mean? So everybody understands when you're down, but then they'll be like, "Well, you gotta boss up." Like my friend Katie, and like she says that like all the time. Like that's her thing. Like, well, you gotta boss up. So like, so yeah. So having good people around you is definitely a way to keep yourself going. Yeah.
What's some advice that was given to you that you would pass down to somebody else?
Speak up for what you want. I think the first, like when I interned, I was so careful because I didn't want to like overstep any boundaries or like do too much. You know, like it was like, all right, well,
that's
intern,
my personality
yeah.
I'm trying to like get out of that.
It was like, you're an intern. This is the role that you play or whatever. So I didn't want to like do too much. But at the same time, like looking back, I always think like I could have did more. You know, even though I did get opportunities to do things, it's always, well, I could have did more. I could have been more assertive in certain situations or, things like that. And it's like, even the second opportunity that I got, the second show that I worked on, like I always think like, well, I could have did this different or I could have used this more. So speak up for what you want and use the opportunities that you have. And
be aggressive.
Yeah, you do.
Be aggressive.
Honestly. And even if you're not like, because I'm really like a shy person. Like, but I had to grow out of it. And like when I forced myself, and this is another thing, go out alone. Like go out by yourself. It will force you to talk to people.
Okay.
You can't go to an event expecting to network with 5 people that you're coming with because you're just gonna be stuck in that crowd and talking to them. When I go out by myself, as shy as I am, like I'd be like, all right, I'm just gonna drink a glass of wine and talk to people. And like it forces you to talk to people because now you're just standing there by yourself. Yeah. And it's like, all right, well, I gotta get into character because so it's like that. Like, if you gotta pretend until like you're good. You know what I mean? Like pretend like you're an extrovert if you're really like an introvert.
That's
like
my
me.
Life.
Yeah.
That's my life story.
That's really it. Like you just gotta like pretend. It's all pretend in a sense. So
that's really great advice.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you working on right now that you want your fans to know about?
I have fans.
You have fans, girl. You seen your followers? Okay.
I have a website. That's my goal of 2018.
What's your website called?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I'm still trying to figure out if I want it to be Style Qwaci or just something else that's more neutral. Because I think I want to do. So a lot of people have been asking me for cooking videos. And I'm like, all right, well, maybe I could do something simple. That's why I did the Instagram live. So I'm like, okay, let me see how it would work. At first, I was nervous, though. So I'm like, let me see how that works. So I want to also put, like, the cooking videos on there, like, little tutorials on how to do, like, simple things.
Okay.
And I want to show, like, my styling things and the YouTube video. So I want everything to just be like one place.
So in one,
yeah, and I also want to start writing on it too. So I want to like get back into writing.
So you can have like your, I guess, articles.
Yeah, and stuff like that. So the website, hopefully by February, will be out. I also I'm working to do restaurant reviews because I do like to go out to eat.
Okay.
So I want to do like budget-friendly restaurants in a sense. So I'm talking to one of my friends. He's a videographer, and we're just trying to like solidify like, okay, so how are we really gonna do this? Like, you know, like the technical stuff. When are we gonna start? Things like that. But it is going to happen.
Okay.
Like, so that's something that I'm really excited about. Cause
So
I
they
like
just
food.
need to look at, you know, your Instagram, Penny Jamming.
Yeah. So
And I was trying to figure out your name for so long. I was like, I don't think her name is Penny.
a lot of people, well, people call me Penny.
Is that like your alter
It's
ego?
my alter ego. When I'm outside and I'm going to events by myself, like, you're Penny today. You're not Qwaci. Because Qwaci's the introvert. Like,
Okay.
Penny's the extrovert. So, but yeah, so that's even another thing. Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, do I want my website to be called pennyjamin.com or Stop Crazy with Qwaci?
Well, if that's your
So,
brand, then.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to figure out, like, which one it's going to be. But, yeah, so.
What is your brand?
Right. See?
That's a question I wanted to get to.
I would say on a large scale, it might be Penny Jammin'.
Okay.
And then everything under that, like everything Penny Jammin' does. So it would be like, that would be where the website comes in. So I guess you just helped me figure it out.
Cool.
So it would be like styling. It would be.
So that's like a lifestyle site.
Right.
It's
That's
literally
exactly what I want it to be.
your go-to site for
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
like a magazine.
Yeah, when I write, I want it to be on there. When I do restaurant reviews, I want it to be there. When I cook, and it's like everything kind of ties into each other because it's like, you know, well, I have to get dressed to go to the restaurant, and it's like, well, what do you wear to this restaurant? And then what's the food like? How much money do I have to spend?
Exactly.
Just events and like reviewing events as well. Like I think I want to start doing that too. Yeah, so I think Penny Jamming is the brand.
Okay.
It is the brand, actually. Yeah.
Is the brand. Well, thank you so much. This was
Thank
awesome.
you.
I'm so glad we got to do this.
Finally.
And we're done.